Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's explosive divorce has been heard by millions across the globe. But it's not only die-hard fans and supporters who have voiced their opinion about the complicated and messy separation. Because comedian and podcast host Joe Rogan also had a lot to say about the divorce. And now, after years of backlash and criticism from the public, fans are finally seeing why Joe Rogan defended Johnny Depp from the get-go. But before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button and turn on your post notifications to never miss out on major Hollywood news. Now, let's jump into the video. Ever since Johnny and Amber called it quits in 2016, the world has been divided in choosing sides, because unlike most Hollywood divorces that often revolve around money settlements, Depp and Heard's situation was amplified by physical and emotional abuse charges and allegations. With such serious accusations at its core, many celebrities chose to shy away from picking sides or displaying support to either Depp or Heard. But that's not the case when it comes to Joe Rogan. Because apart from his ex-wife and partner, Vanessa Paradis and Winona Ryder, Rogan was quick to defend Johnny, while also exposing Amber Heard in the process. And here's the proof. Joe's theory. Back in 2016, when the divorce news was still pretty fresh and recent, the podcast host, Joe Rogan, did not hold back while expressing his thoughts and theories. He even went as far as to say why the Pirates of the Caribbean actor fell in love with Heard and how the Aquaman actress could have planned the entire divorce years in advance. For a little backstory, in 2016, stand-up comedian and Depp's friend, Doug Stanhope, released an expose article all about how Amber had manipulated the actor. The article released on The Wrap, titled, "Johnny Depp is being blackmailed by Amber Heard. Here's how I know," guest column, goes into detail about the couple's abusive dynamic. Doug stated, "We'd watch her manipulate and F with him for years. My girlfriend Bingo and I have known Johnny Depp for a few years now. We have watched Amber Heard F with him at his weakest. Bingo and I were at Johnny's house for most of that Saturday until just before the alleged assault. He opened up in the most vulnerable of ways that it was not only his mother, but that Amber was now going to leave him, threatening to lie about him publicly in any way and every possible duplicitous way if he didn't agree to her terms. Blackmail is what I would imagine other people might put it, including the manner in which he is now being vilified. Johnny doesn't abuse anyone. And he told me that day ahead of time that she'd pull some kind of S like this. Johnny Depp got used, manipulated, set up, and made to look like an a-hole. Andy saw it coming and didn't or couldn't do anything to stop it." Not only did the Wrap article receive massive attention online, but Doug Stanhope's expose also got mention from Joe Rogan, because soon after, the podcast host sat down to talk about Johnny and Amber's abuse situation, and Doug's article. Rogan was quick to come to Johnny's defense as the comedian trusts Stanhope and his words. Along with siding with Doug's statement and support, Joe also mentioned how Depp isn't an aggressive guy. The host also made a point about how people often tend to pick the woman's side in an abusive relationship, even though that may not be true. Rogan said, "Why is it that someone wants to pick a side? Is it like to show that you are a good person and you side with the woman always? Is that what it is? What's going on? Why do people pretend that some people aren't manipulative? We know that some people are manipulative. Some people lie. Some people set people up. Some people blackmail. How come when it's a girl, we all of a sudden go, well, I can't think that way?" But that's not all the famous host had to say. Joe went on to discuss how Johnny Depp might have been manipulated by Amber's ways. Rogan suggests that Depp must have felt like a normal guy when he was with Heard. After 30 years of being in the spotlight and limelight, Johnny possibly wanted to be some guy and not the Hollywood A-lister he actually is. And that is Joe's theory about why Depp fell in love with the Aquaman actress, and probably why he didn't sign a prenuptial agreement. Pirates of the Caribbean. But that's not the only time Joe Rogan had opened up about Hollywood actors' personal and professional life. 2 years later, in 2018, Rogan spoke honestly about Depp's firing from the Pirates of the Caribbean films and the actor's strange transformation. "Johnny's off the rails right now," is how the host described the actor's then-shaved look and weight loss, suggesting that Depp's personal issues is why the last Pirates of the Caribbean film didn't perform as well in the theaters. Rogan later mentioned how he had read an article a couple years back when young Johnny Depp was talking about his career and the type of projects he'd like to do. According to Rogan, Depp never wanted to become a blockbuster boy. which he found ironic as the actor became the blockbuster boy a few years later. Joe also suggested that his role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean films bumped him up to another type of fame and success. A type of fame you can never go back from, and his theory was confirmed by something Doug Stanhope had said to him before. He said that once he did those Pirates movies, he couldn't go anywhere. He can't go to restaurants, he couldn't go anywhere. Fan reaction and backlash. As you see, even from the get-go, Joe Rogan has been very blunt and candid about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard divorce drama. Back in 2016, when Joe first voiced his concerns, the podcast host was met with huge backlash online from Amber Heard fans. Many were quick to criticize the host for choosing the man's side in the physical abuse allegations. But after numerous voice recordings, insider information, and testimonials came to light, Joe Rogan became the person who predicted the entire divorce and Amber's manipulations. Some fans even defended Rogan's side social media by tweeting, "Apparently Joe Rogan tried to warn us about the whole mess with Depp being abused by Amber 4 years ago and he got slammed for speaking out." Any thoughts? Joe Rogan talking about Amber Heard and her chameleon-like behavior in a relationship. Some people are really good actors. Johnny Depp is lucky to be free of her manipulation and will never return to that. And it is open and public enough so he is free to heal. Just watch the video of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. What a complete psycho. @Joe Rogan and @Doug Stanhope had it right from the beginning. As you can see, some die-hard Johnny Depp fans were quick to defend the Pirates of the Caribbean actor as well as the podcast host, Joe Rogan, for supporting him. But what do you think? Do you believe Doug Stanhope's article and Joe Rogan's theory? Was Amber Heard the actual abuser of the relationship? We would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below.